All right, we've talked about the introduction, so the conclusion is going to be really simple. I'm going to give you a trick or a hack to writing your conclusion when you're building a speech. Write your intro first, and then flip it upside down. You're going to hear a sample presentation, and I want you to listen to the very first line that he says, and then as he ends his speech, you're going to hear him reference that line. The speech itself is about nothing, but the opening and the closing are really pretty brilliant. Now, we've gone over what the job is of an introduction. Let's talk about understanding the job of a conclusion. Remember, same concept. Primacy, recency, effect means how you finish matters so much. If you study Olympic runners, you'll often find that they focus so much on their start and on their finish. They move so quickly when they are finishing a race. So we want to remember that primacy recency effect says just as important as the intro is, the conclusion is equally as important. It's a little quicker. So you want it to be 5 to 10% of your time. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes or 2 hours. And you want to finish strong. So let's look at the primary jobs. You're going to see the same sort of setup as an introduction. It's just flipped. So in an intro, we take the key points and what we call preview or thesis statement and say them at the end of the introduction. It's the beginning of the conclusion. Today we talked about blank, blank, and blank, right? You're going to reiterate. I hoped I informed you. I hope I was able to persuade you. I hope today we've really honored. I hope you feel more connected to whatever it is that your goal was. You want to reiterate it very briefly. Now, in persuasive speeches, you want to shift your audience in a way that causes them to do something. Whether you're giving a eulogy that talks about how your grandmother loved pies or helped people, maybe you challenge your audience to help someone. Maybe you're persuading them to pay attention to dog shelters, and you're saying maybe you don't adopt a dog, but maybe you go out there and share information about the shelter with other people. All right, let's look at this fourth one. End with a memorable statement. Just like you get one shot to have a good opening line, you get one shot to have a good ending line. You're going to put a bow on it. So I want you to see this image and imagine that you're wrapping a present and you're putting a bow on top. It just takes it to another level. So if you open with a quote, maybe end with the same quote. Say, I open with Mother Teresa's words and I think they're so valuable that I want to leave you with them. Maybe you add a question at the beginning and you repackage that question a little differently at the end. Maybe you said 1 in 3 people have cancer, but after I shared with you some help tips, maybe you will be 2 of the 3 that don't experience cancer in your lifetime. The best presenters take their opening and they repackage it. But either way, you don't want to say, that's it, that's all I have. Students miss the most points by having a bad opening and a bad closing. If you can't think of anything else, take a really deep breath, look at your audience and say, thank you.